Hi all, this is Steve Murray, the market chartist on behalf of ForexFraud.com, and we're now going to take a look at the US dollar versus various currencies in here versus the euro, where the euro remains weak, the dollar firm, US dollar firm. Also against the pound, the cable spot FX rate, which is starting to strengthen up within what we still see as a negative bigger picture outlook, but real risk of a shift to a neutral or even more bullish theme for cable, we feel, into early November. And then we're going to take a look at the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. New Zealand dollar, the Kiwi dollar, it has remained firm throughout October, and we look for that to extend for further bullish pressures going into November. So we're going to take a look first at the euro. So this breakdown we had initially on the ECB, then another breakdown on the FOMC, taking out multiple supports here: 111.32, 110.85, 110.15. All of this sets negative pressures despite the little rebound we've had at the end of last week into late October. We see downside risk for these targets at 108.46 and 108.07 going into the first half of November, maybe this week. Moving on to the pound versus the US dollar, cable spot FX rate. Although we still see this as potentially a bigger topping structure, there is risk now for a push up above 155.09, which will then signal a shift to a broader range theme, and even bullish pressures above there potentially for 156.59. And should we get a break above 156.59, that would signal a re-energizing of a more bullish theme going into the first part of this month. So although negative pressures at the moment intact, real risk for a neutral shift at 155.05 and a bullish shift through 156.59, and we do see real threat for that, for those breaks going into this week. Finally, I'm going to look at the Kiwi dollar, and here we see the most bullish tone in here really amongst the major currencies in here versus the US dollar. New Zealand dollar having put in this strong basing structure with this strong October rally up to 68.97, which took out these multiple resistances with 65 and 67 handles, and that leaves an upside bias despite the corrective setback we saw in the second half of the month. The market held this key support here at 66.15, rebounding last week from 66.20, and that leaves an upside bias for extension above 68.97 for higher targets, maybe towards a 70 handle as we go through into early to mid-November. This has been Steve Murray, the markets chartist, on behalf of ForexFraud.com, and I wish you a great trading week.